scene so the appropriate folks can come in and identify and secure the bodies to have those removed. And I'm sure the passenger that's still in the plane is going to have to be extracted. And then they're going to try to secure the plane. And I'm not sure if they're going to try to take some of it out or all of it out. The wings are off of it, but the whole fuselage is still in one piece, but it's severe damage to it. So excuse me.
You said NTSB is going to be here tomorrow. Do you have a timeline for that?
I don't. I called them and they advised me that Houston West lost contact with them last night. So I'm not really sure why we didn't get a notification last night, but an effort was made to try to locate the plane last night and they were unsuccessful.
So because of the heavy woods, it is going to take time, Sergeant, to get that?
It is. I'm assuming that it's 2 minutes away and I'm going to walk through, and they said, no, sir. It's a 45-minute walk and it's about 20-25 minutes via ATV.
So the ME's van came in there. Are they, when did they move in?
The ME's, everybody parked about this location a distance up. Nobody drove in.
Right.
So they all were carted in via ATV.
Is the ME's office going to be removing the bodies before the NTSB starts their investigation?
I would imagine they had a body bag and they were placing the mail in it as I left.
You mentioned a driver's license. Has anybody, family members, loved ones, anybody been notified at this point?
There's a female, what I've been told, it's a fiance and a friend, quote unquote, but that's not a family member. So and I would say that the next kin has not been notified.
And DPS is responsible for the notification?
We will make notification. Mm-hmm.
What will be the next steps as far as figuring out, for instance, the level of licensure of the pilot, whether or not he was actually clear to fly through dark weather?
I would imagine the NTSB or the FAA is going to determine what kind of credentialing he had to fly the craft.
Any idea just yet if weather played a part at all?
I'm not 100% sure, so I don't watch the weather as closely as those who probably fly, but I was told there may have been a haze on the ground. That's what they advised at West Houston Airport, and they articulated that when they were trying to actually look for the wreckage.
Do they believe that he may have been trying, or they may have been trying to land the plane at some point?
He advised that there was a steep rate of descent. Typically when you land a plane, the descent rate is not that steep. But here again, I would be guessing if I assumed that he had engine trouble, whatever the case may be. I don't know.
Can you describe the orientation of the aircraft as opposed to the airport, whether it looked like they may have been trying to head back towards it or whether they were still heading away from it, how far from the airport they made it?
The authorities or the personnel at the airport advised that they departed, and then they lost contact at 8 o'clock, from 7:55 to 8 o'clock. He didn't advise that they were trying to come back or anything like that. He said they lost contact at that point, which leads me to believe they probably were not headed back.
When you experience, Sergeant, you think that since they lost communications, you think the engine was cut off?
I don't think they lost communication when the engine was cut off. I think they lost communication when it hit the ground.
Thanks, sir.
That it?